Here. There was a time when Jerry Jarrett, big shot promoter, said I did okay for being a rookie wrestler. These times have all passed. I'm the master of disaster. I am the champion. I beat Jimmy Valiant, and it was easy. Jimmy Valiant, you try to wrestle. Jimmy Valiant, you can't dance. Jimmy Valiant, you can't sing. As a matter of fact, Jimmy Valiant, you're the worst thing a kid can do is to look up to you. They should look up to me, a true champion. Now, Jimmy Valiant, Disco Duck, I got one thing to say to you, and you listen good. Tomorrow is your day. If you don't beat me tomorrow, you ain't ever going to get another chance. You got one chance, and one chance only, and that's tomorrow. And that's all I got to say.
The king, Russell, the king, baby. I'm sure you guys still want to stay out and watch what I've got in store for the folks, and that is an opportunity to see how the Southern heavyweight title changed hands. Paul Ellering taking all the bows, has the belt and all of that. He ought to be awfully glad that he had Jimmy Hart with him. Let's go to Jackson, Tennessee, in the Jackson Coliseum. You'll see the Southern heavyweight title between Valiant and Ellering. Down, trying to pull Jimmy off the rope, reaches up and nails handsome Jimmy with that walking stick. Jimmy's got a bad cut on his head where Hart hit him. The referee was down trying to pull him loose. And Paul Ellering taking advantage of it, slugging him. Puts Jimmy down, drops with the elbow. Handsome Jimmy covered on his face. Ellering rips the patch off his eye. Jimmy bleeding profusely about the head where Hart leaned up over while the referee was down and nailed Jimmy with that stick. The referee counting on him. 12 minutes in, Paul Ellering taking advantage of the help from Jimmy Hart. Nails handsome Jimmy again. Goes after him. Count of one. Valiant starts kicking out. Jimmy is a mess. He is bleeding profusely. Count of one. Remember, that title is at stake. And Ellering flexing his muscles, hollering, I got him. Oh, and Jimmy back down. Ellering goes right after him. The referee telling him to get up off the eyes. Is Ellering going after the eyes? The referee could stop this one, although it's doubtful with the championship at stake and Jimmy being the champion. Ellering lifts him in the air, drives him down on the atomic drop. Boy, you figure Ellering just pumped up 243 pounds, held him up over his head. He's now climbing up on the ropes. Comes off the ropes and Valiant out of the way. Ellering hits the deck hard. 13 and a half minutes into this match. Valiant covered with blood, still pouring blood out of him, where Jimmy Hart nailed him with that stick. Valiant hops Ellering as he comes off the ropes, puts Paul down. Valiant sensing that his title in trouble, fighting his way back. Pounding Ellering. slams his head into the turnbuckle. Handsome Jimmy, numb and oblivious to the cut. And a funny, Ellering's head snapped almost all the way back. Handsome Jimmy, trying to go in too quick, nails the turnbuckle with his shoulder. Ellering fires him across the ring, plants a shoulder in the midsection. They're wheeling each other around, and Jimmy slinging, covers. The Hart jumps across the table. No, Jimmy. No. Hey, Jimmy. That was Hart. Jimmy Hart rang the bell. It was not the referee. Now Hart trying to help Paul Morton, who was knocked out when Ellering hit him. A double-handed smack, and Ellering covers 1, 2, 3. And the hand being held high. Being now 15 minutes, 20 seconds, 26 seconds, and the new Southern heavyweight champ, Paul Ellering. Ellering, 15-26, the new Southern heavyweight champ. What happened was Jimmy Hart raced over here, dove over the table, rang the bell when Handsome Jimmy was on Ellering. Handsome Jimmy got up thinking that he had won the match. He was hurt, bleeding, out of his senses, and when he did get up, Ellering came up, double-handed him. The referee all the time was still on the floor, and Hart got the referee up into the ring, and the count by this time was on Jimmy Valiant and not on Paul Ellering. So Handsome Jimmy loses his belt in 15-26. Okay, well, that was the way it went, and I would have to tip my hat to Jimmy Hart, who has got to be one of the fastest feet that I have seen in a long, long time. He came zipping around there and walked the bell, and Valiant, of course, was dazed and everything. Well, that's all spilt milk, and again, yesterday's news, Paul Ellering is the Southern heavyweight champion, and he elected to keep that Southern heavyweight title, and he does, in fact, have it. We're going to get him in here, and we're going to have an opportunity to see the new AWA Southern heavyweight champion in the ring with a young fellow who I don't envy his position.
Not at all.
In there. No. Dennis Upton will be his opposition, and again, it's youngster going again. Well, Ellering really has not been in professional wrestling that long, but he's got such a long amateur background and all, and he's been in it long enough to be the Southern heavyweight champ. How about the introductions, Davey?
All right, this is going to be a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. From Mississippi at 212 pounds on the right of your screen, Dennis Upton. And going against him at 235 pounds from Melrose, Minnesota, Paul Ellering. Paul has his manager, Jimmy Hart, with him. Referee Paul Morton, a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match.
Okay. Paul Morton says, get him out. Jimmy Hart going out, but not down. Paul Ellering's going to wrestle with his belt on. I'm sure that he sleeps with it on and everything else.
I expect the referee will have something to say about that.
Yeah, he just took it off. That's what he did. All right, bell time. Here we go.
Ellering flexing his muscles. Ellering, of course, heavy favorite in the match, no doubt about it. Dennis Upton. Got some good size on him, good height. However, he's going against the Southern champion. This is a non-title match. Ellering, double forearm across the back of the neck. Upton bounced into the turnbuckle, and he bounced right back out, landing on the mat. Whip across the ring by Ellering. Follows with a knee to the midsection. Drag. People's champion, Jimmy Hart says. Not so sure about that. He is the champion. There's no doubt about that. Dennis Upton, smacked by the right hand of Paul Ellering. A knee lift by Ellering. Ellering in control all the way. We're 1 minute 25 seconds into the action. There's a cover, 1,